Yeah. Okay. So chapter 5 is a continuation of chapter 4. In chapter 4, we have seen principle of insurance, the first two principles. So total, can anybody answer like how many principles in total we have?
Six.
Come again, little bit louder.
Six.
6. So we very good. 6 we have. One is utmost good faith, that is called ubiremi fidei, and we have insurable interest, indemnity, subrogation, contribution, and proximity clause. The chapter 4 we have seen the first two principles, utmost good faith or and insurable interest. So now we are going to see about indemnity, subrogation, contribution, and proximity clause in the following chapters. So chapter 5, okay, so it's called indemnity. We are going to see two principles here. One is indemnity. So indemnity basically says like, the talks about the financial loss. Financial losses, like something you are lost, and that same amount I'm going to pay you back. I'm not going to pay you more than that. Sometimes they will pay less than that because of some elements that we need to remove from the claim, like processing fee or some copay or some, there are a lot of elements which we will see it, which we are reducing it. But the principle says we are not going to pay you more than what you have lost. So this is called indemnity. Indemnity is you have lost 1 lakh rupees because of some peril or because of some incident. I'm going to pay that. The insurance companies pay you back the same 1 lakh rupees. We are not going to pay you 1 lakh 20,000 or 1 lakh 30,000. We are going to pay only up to 1 lakh. That is what we are going to pay. That is called indemnity. So because if indemnity does not exist, it will go for a gainful insurance. Gainful insurance in the sense, the insurance company will pay more than what they have lost. So the people will be more tempted to go for insurance to make it as a profit. They will put 2 lakh insurance and they will say like, they for a value of 1 lakh, and they will claim for 2 lakhs. That means they have lost only 1 lakh, but they will go and claim for 2 lakhs. So 50% of the amount they are gaining in excess. That is profit. So indemnity, the principle of insurance, the basic principle of insurance is indemnity. So they are saying, I'm not going to make you profit. I'm going to make sure that you are not lost anything. They are going to prevent your losses. They are make sure you are well compensated for your losses, but you are not going to get profit out of an insurance. That is the basic principle of insurance. Any questions? Okay. So how the indemnity is measured? So when we say a value, so we say like it is 1 lakh rupees. We keep value for everything. So we may have precious articles, we may have some precious objects, we may insure everything, but it should be justifiable price for everybody. You cannot just say like, I have my wallet. This is gifted by my girlfriend. So this is very precious. Even though it is 100 rupees, I need to insure that for 10,000 rupees. You cannot do that. So value is something which has to be accepted by both you and the insurance company. Then only we can say that as a indemnity. So that's how the indemnity works. You cannot give a inflated amount for your property. So insurance company have some rules and regulations how to measure the value, how to indemnify the risk, how to calculate the value for the loss. So they say indemnity is based on value at time of loss and place of loss. So here the time of loss and place of loss is very important. So the value is measured by the time of loss and the place of loss. Why the place of loss is important here? Because if you take, for example, the gold price is 10,000 rupees, for example, 10,000 rupees in India. If you go to Dubai, maybe it may cost somewhere around 8,000 rupees compared to Indian money. So the value of gold is there little bit less. Same if you want to buy a iPhone, if you are buying an iPhone here in Tamil Nadu or Tamil Nadu or India, like it may cost like 1 lakh rupees. If you go and buy it in US, it may be 70,000 rupees when you convert to US dollars. So place of loss is also important because the place plays a very vital role in valuing the price for the article. So time of loss. Time of loss also is very important. Something like which is 1 lakh rupees now may get appreciated, increased by value, and it may be uh, may, for example, 1 lakh now maybe go for 1,50,000 in 1 year or 2 lakh in the second year. Same, we can take gold as an example. So I bought gold now, so it is 10,000 rupees. So after 5 years, I lost the gold article. I lost that ring. I cannot say like you just purchase, the insurance company cannot say that you just purchased for 10,000 rupees. I'm going to give it for 10,000 rupees. They cannot say that. The value of that gold at the time of lost after 5 years, that time it would have appreciated. Maybe it would have gone to 20,000 rupees also. So at that time, the insurance company should pay that 20,000 rupees to me. Then only I can buy the same amount of same grams of gold. Otherwise, I cannot get the same amount of gold. So this is the value of time of loss. So something which is valued now, the value will change in the future. So we need to calculate the value at the time of loss, not at the time of purchase. Any questions so far? Same like, if I'm buying a two-wheeler bike for 50,000 now. I'm riding that bike for 5 years. Maybe after 5 years, the market value of that bike will not be same 50,000. It would have got depreciated because I'm using it regularly. So it would have lost its value, and maybe at that time after 5 years, the cost of that bike may be 20,000. So when I lost that bike after 5 years, somebody has stolen that bike after 5 years. The insurance company will not pay same 50,000. What is the purchase value? They will pay the market value of that bike at the time of loss. That after 5 years, that is 20,000 rupees. That is what they are going to pay when it is getting lost after 5 years. So if the price has risen since purchase, pay higher market value at the time of loss. So if price fallen since purchase, pay lower market value at the time of loss. Simple. This very simple logic. Any questions? Okay.
No, sir.
So indemnity is, it's different with each and every property. It is not the same. As I told, no, gold, it is appreciating. Um, Bike, it is depreciating. So each and every, types of property has its own way of measuring the indemnity. Indemnity means the value that they are measuring. So we have some examples. So raw materials on stock. So these three are interconnected. So raw material is something like we are buying as a raw product and we are going to manufacture it. And there are stocks are in progress and there are finished goods. For example, I am buying leathers, leather as a raw material. I am a manufacturer of a leather bags. Okay, let's take that as an example. I am a manufacturer of leather bags. So I have industry. So that industry, for manufacturing a leather product, leather bag, I need to purchase leather, raw leather first. So I'm getting raw leather. Then I am investing some labor. There are some people working under me. So they are doing manufacturing of the bags. So in between the raw material purchase and before it goes out of my industry for sales, there are some process. So we need to, stitch the bag from the leather. Then we need to color coat it. Then we need to make a finishing article. Then only it will go for sales out of my industry. So the first stage is raw material. Second stage is stock in progress. The third stage is finished goods. So each and every stage, the value of the product changes. It is not the same. For example, raw material means, so I have not invested anything. I am just purchasing the leather from the market. So I am keeping in the stock room or in my storeroom. And it got fired and I lost all my raw materials. So what is the insurance company is going to pay me? They are going to pay me the same market value what I purchased, the raw material, the leathers what I purchased, the same market value they are going to pay. So this is at the stage of raw material. So now there are 10 people working. So they have uh, working on the leather products. So they have started stitching it and now it is 50% completed. Now the bag is 50% completed. After 10 days, I am storing that in the another place, another storeroom. I am keeping that half finished goods. Now there is a fire and I lost all the products, which is in between which is in progress, which is not finished, which is in progress. So what is the value of the not finished goods? What is the value? It is not finished yet. And it is not just kept as a raw material. So how to identify the value for the goods which is halfway through the process? So we need to include the raw material cost. We need to include the time that we have invested in doing some stitching work, the labor cost, and everything will go for that product. So for example, so raw material is 1000 rupees. Okay. So labor 10 days. Okay. We'll see like to finish this goods, one bag, to finish one bag, it will take 20 days. Okay. So the bag cost is 2000 rupees. So labor cost is 500 rupees. Okay, labor cost is 1000 rupees. So raw material plus labor cost equal to back cost. So now this labor is 20 days labor. Now let me take like this labor, they have done only 10 days of work. Now the labor cost is 50% of 1000 rupees, that is 500. Now after fifth day, if the loss happens here, the insurance company will pay 1000 rupees during the raw material stage. If the loss happens after 10 days, that is 50% finished goods, the loss here is 1000 plus 500 labor. If the loss happens after the bag completely finished, so I have done the bag, 20 days of labor is done, the bag is ready for sales. If that time the bag is got into fire and it got totally burnt, that means the insurance company is going to pay the entire 2000 rupees. So the same thing, first it is in the raw material stage, only raw material cost. Next in labor stage, in progress stage, raw material plus we are going to pay labor. Then finished goods, that time we are going to pay the back cost. So this back cost is different from MRP. MRP is totally different. This is manufacturer cost. MRP will have advertisement cost, sales cost, showroom cost, everything will include. So MRP will be more than the manufacturing cost. They will sell it for 3,500 rupees also. So we cannot claim the MRP in the industry. MRP is different in the showroom. If the showroom is getting burnt, at the time also they will, pay the purchase cost only. They won't pay the MRP. So MRP is totally different. So finished goods, sum of all product cost plus selling cost minus post-production. Post-production cost is, there's advertisement, showroom cost, a salesperson cost, profit cost, and everything. So any questions so far? Great. So machinery. So machinery is same like our two-wheeler kind of thing. So as two-wheeler, like when we purchase, it will be 50,000 and we continuously use it. There is some depreciation. So after 2 years, the value of that bike reduces. Same like that, machines also. At the time of new purchase, the new machine cost will be there. And as it goes on, as it ages, we need to reduce the cost. So that is called depreciation. So machine partial damage means, so the machine is good. The machine is not totally lost. Some part of the machine is getting lost. So for that, some part of the machine, if it is getting lost, what is the indemnity? The insurance company will pay the replacement cost, okay, minus depreciation. It is already old. So they will reduce the depreciation on the new cost, on the new parts repaired. For example, the machine is 50,000 rupees. Okay. And on the part of the machine. So part of the machine is 5,000 rupees. And the machine, this is new. So for each year, they are keeping 2% as the depreciation cost. So next year, maybe after 2 years, this part which is 5,000 rupees. This one has to be repaired. So this part of that machine is not working. For example, the carburetor is not working for a bike. Okay. So this 5,000 rupees after 2 years, replacing that carburetor will take 5,000 rupees, but we need to consider this 2% depreciation also. So 2% depreciation of 5,000 rupees is 100 rupees. So the insurance company will pay 5,000 minus 100. So they will pay 4,900 only. They won't pay the 5,000, which is very new, because we have used that machine for 2 years. This is called partial damage. Any questions? No questions. Okay. Building cost. So cost of constructing the new building, the same. Building also will have machine depreciation. For example, I constructed the new house for 10 lakhs. Okay, so each year they are keeping depreciation as 2%. After 10 years, that house got into fire and it burnt altogether. So I'm claiming for insurance. What they will pay is 10 lakh minus this 2% depreciation cost. This 2%, sorry, okay. A small change. This 2% is for each year. So first year is 2%, second year also 2%. So here we need to do how many years? So each year depreciation into how many years? So 2 years, it is 2,000 rupees. So the loss payable is 4,800. It is not 4,900. Sorry, it's my mistake. Same likewise, each year we have 2% depreciation. 2% depreciation is 20,000 rupees. So total years old, the building is 10 years old. So 20,000 into 10, that is 2 lakh rupees. So 2 lakh rupees is the depreciation cost. So the insurance company need to pay 10 lakh minus 20,000, sorry, 2 lakh, that is 8 lakh they will pay as a insurance amount after 10 years if the old house is getting destructed because of fire. Any questions? Okay. So motor loss. Motor loss, we are seeing this as an example since the starting of this chapter. Motor loss is two-wheeler. So all these things will have market value. We cannot go for the sales price. We purchase and we use it. So there is depreciation. So health claims. Health claims has an indemnity. Health claims is mediclaim policy. Mediclaim policy is whatever amount like I am paying for the hospital, the same amount we need to give the bills to the insurance company, they will reimburse it. Or in case of cashless hospitalization, they will cover only the bills. So for example, I have sum assured health insurance. So sum assured health insurance I have for 5 lakhs. So I got admitted and the bill is for 2 lakhs. So the insurance company will pay only 2 lakhs. They won't pay the 5 lakhs because you have for insurance for 5 lakhs. I will pay for 5 lakhs. They won't pay it. They will pay only for the loss. The loss is 2 lakhs and they will pay only 2 lakhs. Any questions? This is for liability health claims. So liability claims also same. For example, the court is ordering some compensation for the accident. They are saying like you need to pay the person who met with an accident 2 lakh rupees. So that only 2 lakh rupees the insurance company will pay. They won't pay like the total insurance amount of 10 lakh or 50 lakh, whatever they have. So indemnity is basically whatever financial loss you are facing, the same financial loss the insurance company is going to pay. They are not going to pay more than that. So these are the examples. So any questions so far? So modes of indemnity. Modes of indemnity means like how we are going to pay the payment. Uh, we can pay by cash. The insurance company can pay by cash. They will say like, okay, I will give the amount of 5,000 rupees. You go and do the repair by yourself. This is one option. Second option, the insurance company will do the repair on their own. They will say like, I have authorized dealer. You bring your bike, get it repaired there, go back home. I will pay the mechanic. So this is called pay for the repair. Pay for replacement. Replacement is, for example, like, you know, um, so the machine is totally damaged and it cannot be repaired. So the insurance company is saying like, I'm going to give you the new machine. Instead, I will take the old machine and I will give the new machine as a replacement. I'm not going to give you a amount, but still they will reduce the depreciation amount, but they are replacing the machine by themselves. They are not giving as a cash. So this is called replacement. And restate, okay. Restatement and replacement are both are similar. For a new machine, if we have a restatement clause, only the difference is replacement, there will be a depreciation amount. Reinstatement, there is no depreciation amount. But if you are going for reinstatement, the policy that you are buying, that should have reinstatement clause. When you are purchasing the policy itself, they say no depreciation. For example, like nowadays, new cars have bumper to bumper insurance. Initially, before 10 years and all, there is no bumper to bumper insurance. That time, they will say like, when you met with an accident, the bill is 10,000 rupees. I will pay 8,000 rupees because 2,000 rupees depreciation. But now, if you have bumper to bumper with zero depreciation, if my cost is 10,000 rupees, they will pay the same 10,000 rupees. They won't reduce the depreciation amount. That is the difference between replacement and reinstatement. Very important exam question. Difference between replacement and reinstatement. Replacement has depreciation value. Reinstatement, no depreciation. But this policy is different. It should have no depreciation clause. Question so far? Okay. So limits of indemnity. So indemnity also has limit. Limit means like they are not going to pay everything. I told no, they are going to reduce some amount. So for insurance company, they are not going to pay more than what is getting lost. That is one. And they are going to pay the actual amount, but they can also pay less amount also. So what are the areas they are going to pay less amount? First is deductibles, excess. For example, copay. Many of you seen a health insurance copay. So health insurance policies, in the policy itself, they will state 10% rupees, 10% copay. That means whatever bill you are getting, in that bill, 10% you should pay, remaining 90% the insurance company will pay. This is called copay. This they are keeping to avoid very small uneconomical claims. See, if everybody is going for very small claims means the administrative cost will be more than the claim. 1,000 rupees and all if you are going and claiming. Then, for underwriting, for claims investigator. There are some person like a surveyor. Surveyor need to come and evaluate whether the claim is true. You need to submit the bills, and the claims person will be there to check the bills and all. For 1,000 rupees, they need to do all this work. So for them, the salary cost itself is more than 1,000 rupees. They need to spend 5,000 rupees to approve a 1,000 rupees claim. For that, to avoid that, they are keeping copay. So if somebody is keeping copay, so they will be more responsible and they will not go for very small claims and all. So under insurance. So under insurance is very important clause. Just a second. Under insurance is something very difficult to understand. Please concentrate. I will tell you what is under insurance. So value of property is there. For example, if the value of property is 10 lakhs, for 10 lakhs, if you are going to insure that property for 10 lakhs, the insurance company is asking premium as 50,000 rupees. And you're thinking 50,000 rupees is too large amount. And you want to reduce that 50,000 rupees premium. So you are thinking, if fire comes, not all the property is going to get lost. Not all 10 lakh rupees is not going to get lost. Only like 5 lakh property, which is valuable property, is going to get lost. So why we need to go for 10 lakh insurance? We'll go for 5 lakh insurance, so that the premium is getting reduced from 50,000 to 25,000. So you are voluntarily projecting the cost of the value of the property less. Instead of 10,000, you are projecting it as, instead of 10 lakh, you are projecting it as 5 lakh. Deliberately to reduce the premium. So if you do like that, the insurance company will penalize you with reducing the claim if they find out, actually. Okay, so this is called under insurance clause. புரியுதா? 10 லட்ச ரூபா ப்ராப்பர்ட்டியை நீங்க வேணும்னே 5 லட்ச ரூபான்ட்டு கம்மியா காமிச்சு இன்சூரன்ஸ் எடுத்தீங்கன்னா, எதுக்காக இன்சூரன்ஸ் எடுக்கிறீங்கன்னா, உங்களோட பிரீமியம் கம்மி பண்ணணும், வேணும்னே கம்மி பண்ணணும், இன்சூரன்ஸ் கம்பெனிக்கு பிரீமியம் கம்மியா கட்டணும்ட்டு 10 லட்ச ரூபா மதிப்புள்ள ஒரு ப்ராப்பர்ட்டியை கம்மி பண்ணி யூ ஆர் டேக்கிங் இன்சூரன்ஸ் ஃபார் 5 lakhs ஒன்லி. அது இன்சூரன்ஸ் கம்பெனி கண்டுபிடிச்சதுன்னா, நீங்க கிளைம் போகும்போது நீங்க எவ்வளவு அமௌண்ட் குறைச்சிங்களோ சேம் அமௌண்ட், இந்த சேம் ப்ரொபோர்ஷன், அமௌண்ட் கிடையாது, சேம் ப்ரொபோர்ஷன் பர்சன்டேஜ் உங்களோட கிளைம்லயும் குறைச்சிருவாங்க. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் கால்ட் அண்டர் இன்சூரன்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ லாஸ் பேயபிள், இட் ஹாஸ் அ ஃபார்முலா. ஃபார்முலாலாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இட் வில் பி வெரி டிஃபிகல்ட். ஐ வில் டீச் யூ. Loss payable is equal to loss into sum assured into value at risk. Okay, simple. Just remember this. I told the value of the property is 10 lakh. 10 lakh rupees property. Ana adha vandu neenga you are reducing that to 5 lakhs deliberately. So sum assured evlo podringna 5 lakhs. You are just deliberately reducing the 5 lakhs. And there is a claim. You are going for 3 lakhs claim. So logically, the sum assured is 5 lakh. If you are going for 3 lakh claim, the insurance company should pay 3 lakh. So 5 lakh ரூபாய்க்கு நீங்க sum assured இருக்கு, maximum they are going to pay. So 3 lakh rupees உங்களுக்கு லாஸ் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா இன்சூரன்ஸ் கம்பெனி 3 lakh உங்களுக்கு பே பண்ணணும். That is the logic. But you already cheated the insurance by deliberately reducing the sum assured. Okay, so they are also going to deliberately reduce the claim. நீங்க எவ்வளவு percentage வந்து குறைச்சிருக்கீங்களோ. So sum assured is 10 lakh. Sorry, value of the property is 10 lakh, sum assured is 5 lakh. You have reduced to 50%. So if you are going for claim, so the difference is 50%. they will also reduce the claim by 50%. So if you go for 3 lakh rupees claim, instead of paying 3 lakh, they will pay only 1,50,000. Clear? இது புரியுதா? புரியலனா you will face difficult challenges in other calculations. So formula is, so this is the formula. So loss is 3 lakh is the loss into what is the sum assured? Sum assured is 5 lakh divided by value of the property is 10 lakh. So அது போட்டீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு 50% வரும். So that is what you are getting it as 1,50,000. Any questions under insurance? Okay. Salvage. Salvage means, for example, the scrap part. For example, like you have a bike. The bike met with an accident, and they are saying, the bike is irreparable. You cannot repair the bike. So I am going to pay you some amount to buy the new bike. So you are buying new bike. What happened to the damaged bike? The damaged bike, the insurance company will take and they will put it to scrap. For example, the value of the bike is 20,000 rupees, totally damaged. Okay. So they are putting it for scrap. They will get at least 5,000 rupees from scrap. That 5,000 the insurance company will take, or they will reduce from your claim. So you are claiming 20,000 rupees. So what they will do is they will pay 15,000 rupees for you, and the remaining 5,000 they will say like you put that damaged vehicle to scrap and get the 5,000 rupees from their end. So this is called salvage. And policy limits. Policy limits is very simple. So maximum payable claim, we have sum assured. 5 lakhs is the sum assured. If you go for claiming for 6 lakh, they are not going to pay 6 lakh. They are going to pay only 5 lakhs. So this is called sum assured. So this is policy limit. Sum assured is 5 lakh. Losses claim you are claiming for 6 lakhs. They are not going to pay 6 lakh. They will reduce that and pay only 5 lakh rupees. Okay. So this is under insurance formula. I already taught you elaborately. So this under insurance formula only apply if the sum assured is greater than, like less than the value at risk. So value of the property should be greater, sum assured should be less. Then only this under insurance formula will apply. If it is vice versa, that is over insurance. You cannot apply this formula. So insurance contract not based on indemnity. Okay, so indemnity is there is some financial loss and paying the financial loss, only the financial loss. This is indemnity. Not all insurance policy follow the principle of indemnity. So there are benefit-based policies. So basically all insurance products you can differentiate into two products. One product is indemnity-based product. Another product is benefit-based product. Benefit-based is உங்களுக்கு எவ்வளவு வேணாலும் லாஸ் ஆயிருக்கலாம், அது எனக்கு பிரச்சனை கிடையாது. But I am going to pay the sum assured. For example, I have sum assured 1 lakh and your loss may be 50,000, 40,000 or 60,000. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to pay same 1 lakh rupees to you. I'm not going to give you the amount that you are lost. Why they are going against the indemnity? Because there are areas where you cannot justify the financial loss. For example, life. Life of a person, you cannot just put the person A. For this person, his value of life is 10 crores. Next person, 5 crores. Third person, 1 crore. We cannot do like that. Every person's life is very important. So in a life insurance policy, whatever the person takes as an insurance, that insurance company should pay. They cannot go and say like this person, he took that insurance at 40 years. At that time, I have given for 1 crore insurance. Now his age is 60. Now after 20 years, he is very old. He is not worth 1 crore. I am going to pay only 50 lakhs. I cannot reduce like that. I cannot depreciate amount for a life of a person. I cannot appreciate amount for a life of a person. So there are areas where you cannot put the principle of indemnity in it. So those areas are limitations of insurance contract of indemnity. So one is life insurance contract. So you cannot put a value for a person's life. Second one is personal accident. Accident also connected to life. I got injured, my leg. This is not related to the claim, health insurance claim. Health insurance claim is different. This is personal accident coverage. Accident coverage is different, and hospital cost due to accident is different. So don't confuse both. So same like this critical illness. Somebody diagnosed with cancer or renal failure, they are going to pay the amount. So this critical illness benefit, they are going, if they are taken the benefit for 20 lakhs, they are going to pay for 20 lakhs. They are not going to reduce the amount. So you got only stage 1 cancer. So I am going to pay only 5 lakhs, not 20 lakhs. They cannot reduce like this because indemnity, principle of indemnity does not fit into critical illness. Same way personal accident also it will not fit into. Life insurance also it will not fit. Parametric insurance. Very rarely you will see this kind of insurance, parametric insurance. Parametric insurance is measurable event. There are some events which we cannot, which we can measure. For example, earthquake. Earthquake is measured in Richter scale. Okay. So for example, the insurance company is promising the insured, if the earthquake is happening for 8 Richter scale, I am going to pay you 10 lakh rupees. So this is the promise that insurance company is paying, saying in terms of parametric insurance. That means if the earthquake is happening in your area, in your house, at 8 or more than 8 Richter scale, the insurance company will pay you 10 lakh rupees, even if your property is damaged or not damaged, they won't care. They will pay you the amount. This is the specialty of parametric insurance. And marine valued policy. This is also one type of marine policy where whatever insurance, 10 lakh insurance if you are taking, if there is some problem with the cargo lost in the storm, in the sea or ocean, they are going to pay 10 lakh rupees. They are not going to indemnify the insured. So these are all the policies where insurance indemnity will not have effect. So basically life, personal, critical, parametric and marine. You should remember this. This is also a very important exam question. I think we are done with chapter 5. Any questions we can discuss? Otherwise, we can take 5 minutes break and we connect at 20:25. Any questions?